In this video, you will hear our teachers talk about the various optional subjects we may be able to offer for a Leaving Certificate established. These descriptions will provide you a good overview of what to expect in each optional subject at senior cycle. Remember, if you have any more questions about any particular subjects, please reach out to the relevant subject teachers. As always, we'll be more than happy to help.
Art at senior cycle is all about giving students the opportunity to refine skills that they may have picked up in junior cycle, develop their critical thinking skills, and become autonomous learners. The course is broken into a practical component and visual studies, formerly known as art history and appreciation. Similar to junior cycle, the students' visual art sketchpad documents their learning in the practical classroom setting and documents the process of creating realized works. It acts as the students' own personal and professional collection of their thoughts, ideas, research, and work. Students will learn to research, create, and respond to project briefs and also link their own work to visual studies, which encompasses visual art, fashion, architecture, design, craft, etc. Senior cycle culminates in a practical workbook completed in class time during the second half of sixth year, along with a 5-hour exam. Students realise 2 finished pieces along with their practical workbook, and this is finished to a high standard showing experimentation, exploration of ideas, techniques, and media. Visual studies makes up 30% of the overall grade at Leaving Cert. It is broken into 3 sections: Europe and the wider world, Ireland and its place in the world, and today's world. Students are guided through essay writing and will explore various artistic techniques such as repousse and plaster carving and make links to their own work. Visits to galleries and museums are also key to students' immersion in art at senior cycle. Students are also guided through the portfolio process if interested in pursuing art or design at third level.
Biology is the study of living organisms divided into many specialist fields that cover morphology, physiology, anatomy, behavior, origin, and distribution. At Leaving Cert level, we will be ensured to cover a range of topics to make sure those major areas have been covered in a great deal of detail. Specifically, we'll be looking at things like cellular structure and diversity, metabolism, genetics, human and flowering plants anatomy, as well as physiology and general mammalian biology. For someone who takes on Leaving Cert biology, they will have access to a range of different practicals throughout their course to allow them skills in both microbiology dissections as well as general experimental write-ups. It will also allow them to get a good hand-on experience for some ecological topics, and this will allow them to have a clearer overview of the microbiomes and general biomes within themselves and in Ireland. Biology is one of the 3 foundational sciences that students can take on and tends to be looked favourably upon for subjects such as medicine. If you decide to take biology on at Leaving Cert level, you can expect to have a range of work thrown your way, from in-depth note-taking, physical practicals, as well as application of knowledge. It is clear that you must have a good understanding of how to apply knowledge learned, not just regurgitate information given. That being said, it is a highly enjoyable topic as it allows you to learn more about the world around you, as well as areas that may directly impact you going forward.
Business is a great option to help prepare students for life after school, whether that's further education, self-employment, or just everyday adult work and life. For students who chose business studies at junior cycle, it's a continuation and deepening of that knowledge. But equally, it has its own starting point, so it'd be suitable for anyone regardless of their background. The course is divided into three broad areas. The first, People in Business, focuses on individuals. Consumers, employees, and employers. We explore how we're all connected, examine conflicts that may arise, and learn about the laws in place to help resolve them. The second, Enterprise, is concerned with businesses themselves. We look at topics like management, entrepreneurship, marketing, and human resources, analysing both how they operate and the skills required for the roles. And the final section, the environment, is all about the context, how government and economic systems influence business, both domestically here in Ireland and more broadly in the European Union and on the global stage. Business is a great foundation for a wide range of careers. Project management, law, owning your own business, to name but a few. Really, there's something in it for anyone who wants to work in any organisation. So basically all of us. Lastly, it's worth noting that business is a live subject. The course is structured in a way that allows for great flexibility, which means that teachers can connect these ideas to real-world examples and adapt their lessons to reflect the changing world around us.
Construction studies for the Leaving Cert established. It is the follow-on subject from Wood Technology in the junior cycle. We aim to introduce students to the knowledge and the skills associated with construction industry as a whole. We'll be focusing in on construction technologies that we have both past and present, and also into the future. We will also be focusing on the materials and the processes that we use within the construction industry. So it also has a graphics element to the course. Students will be able to produce very detailed cross sections of walls in a house, our roofing structures, our windowsill structures, and this is all to get a better image of what goes into actually building a house or a building itself. There's a practical and theory-based side of the subject, with both being assessed at the end of 6th year. We have projects that we will create, whether it be a piece of furniture or it could be a construction method. We also have a practical day assessment where students will go in for 4 hours, be given a drawing and be expected to make that artifact in the 4 hours. We also, at the very end, we have a written assessment for the Leaving Cert as well. This subject is perfect for somebody who is looking at the construction industry for after school and wants to get a head start into that industry.
French in senior cycle is about learning more about the French language, its grammar and its literature, more about French culture and the different French-speaking countries. You will develop your strategies for effective language learning and raise your awareness of cultural, social, and political diversity. We will assess your writing skills through the written examination, as well as your listening and speaking skills through the oral and oral examination at 2 levels, ordinary level and higher level. To learn a modern foreign language will help you to learn any other language you wish or need to learn, for your professional life at your workplace or for your personal life and for your future trips. It is an asset for your life.
Geography at senior cycle is very similar to geography at junior cycle, and we cover very similar topics. It's still the study of people, their environment, and the interaction between the two. So there's 4 main units. Core Unit 1 is the patterns and processes in the physical environment. So here we look at the tectonic cycle, the rock cycle, and the processes of landform development, same as junior cycle, but in more detail. Then Core Unit 2, we look at regional geography. So this examines how economic, human, and physical processes interact in regional settings. Core Unit 3 then focuses on skills, and we do a geographical investigation. This counts as 20% of your overall grade, and we do a geographical investigation in either a river or on the sea. Elective Unit 4 then, there's two options here. We can do patterns and processes in economic activities or patterns and processes in the human environment. That's up to us. Then there is a fifth unit that only higher level students need to do. There's four options here: global interdependence, geoecology, culture and identity, and the atmosphere, ocean, environment. Most likely, I'd say we will do global interdependence, which is the unit that examines the interdependent nature of global economic, social, and political processes, and it challenges the differing views of development. Geographical skills, your map work, images, population data, weather maps and data, that's all integrated into all of the units, but it is assessed through the report that counts as 20%. Geography is great for students if you're considering doing geography, economics, environmental science, or politics, or any careers like town planning, engineering, travel, tourism, global development work. It's very useful for all of those things.
Senior cycle history is divided into two separate courses: early modern and later modern. The later modern course, which covers the 19th to 20th century, is the one that we will be studying for the 2 years in Fairhouse Educate Together. It is also the more popular course in schools all around the country. Within this course, there are 12 separate topics, 6 Irish and 6 European and World, from which we must choose 2 Irish and 2 Europe and World to study. However, the Department of Education assigns one of these as a compulsory topic each year. And for next year's 5th years, this compulsory topic is Dictatorship and Democracy, Europe Between the Wars, 1920 to 1945. For those of you who completed junior cycle history, this will be a particularly familiar topic to you as you covered it in 3rd year. Afterwards, we must choose 2 topics from Irish history and 1 additional topic from World and European history to cover. On the Irish side, this can include anything from the late 19th century Land League through to Ireland after World War II, including Northern Ireland. On a World and history side, this can include anything around World War I right up until post-World War II and American history. After you complete each topic, you will also have to complete a research project. This research project, which is very similar to CBA2 that you would have completed in 3rd year, asks you to choose a person or event from history and analyse it in greater detail. As part of the overall assessment, this is worth 20% of the final grade. The compulsory topic, known as the DBQ, will make up an additional 20%. And the remaining 60% will be based on essay questions from each of the other 3 topics that you have studied. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask myself, David, or Niall about the layout of the course.
Leaving Cert Home Economics is concerned with the management of resources to meet the physical, emotional, intellectual, social and economic needs of individuals and families. The study of home economics emphasises the interdependent relationship that exists between individuals, families and their immediate and distant environments. The syllabus consists of core areas and 3 electives. The core areas that we study are food studies, which is 45% of the course, resource management and consumer studies, which is 25%, and social studies, which is 10% of the course. We then choose one of the following electives, which will be an additional 20% of the course content. The electives we can choose between are home design and management, textiles, fashion and design, and social studies. The Leaving Cert Home Economics syllabus is examined in the following way. Written paper is 80%, and the practical coursework is 20%. This is completed in 5th year, and it's a food studies journal. Leaving Cert Home Economics provides a good foundation for careers in a wide range of areas, including health, nutrition, education, tourism, textiles, design, the food industry, science, and social studies.
Senior cycle music is divided into 3 main sections: listening, composing, and performing. Building your listening and analysis skills is done through the study of 4 main composers. You will study works by Tchaikovsky, Barry, Bach, and Queen. Getting the chance to study Bohemian Rhapsody is a real shining star of senior cycle music. You will also learn about different world musics, including jazz and Irish music. In senior cycle music, you will become a composer. You will learn the elements of music required to compose melodies and accompanying backing tracks, as well as building on and improving your musical ear by training in the area of composition and creative writing with different instruments. 50% of your final grade for senior cycle music is decided by a practical element. At the end of 6th year, you have the opportunity to perform solo or in groups, or instead partake in music technology. Technology is a fantastic option open to all senior cycle students and is especially great if you do not play an instrument. Through performing at senior cycle, you will learn to appreciate live music, collaborate with others, and explore music making in a safe, encouraging space. Whether or not you study music for your junior cycle, you can study it at senior cycle. Similarly, if you do not currently play an instrument, there are loads of opportunities available within senior cycle music that allow you to fully engage in curriculum and active learning. The skills you will learn with senior cycle music are endless and applicable to all areas of life after school. Possible career opportunities after studying music can include music production, composition or performance, broadcasting, film and radio work, sound engineering, music therapy, community arts workers, and so many more. If you have any further questions regarding senior cycle music, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Phys Chem is a subject at senior cycle. Phys Chem is a combination of physics and chemistry. At senior cycle, you will do units of learning in mechanics, light, electricity and magnetism, heat and radioactivity, all of which come under physics. However, there is some overlap with chemistry. All of the above units will involve a high level of mathematical ability, particularly manipulating equations and coordinate geometry. Chemistry then will have units of learning in atomic theory and physical chemistry. There will be units of learning in inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry. All of the units, physics and chemistry, will have a practical element. However, the practical element will not be assessed at the end of 6th year. Phys Chem will be assessed through an exam at the very end of 6th year. If you have any more questions, please ask Phil, myself or Thomas, and we will do our very best to help you with your answers.
Politics and Society is one of the newest courses introduced onto the senior cycle programme. First examined in 2018, it looks to develop students' interests and knowledge in the areas of power and decision making within politics, active citizenship, human rights and responsibilities, and globalization and localization. Within each of these areas, students will look at key data, political science, the philosophy behind decision making, and how best to understand the interaction between local and global issues. As part of the final assessment, there are two key components. Students are asked to create a report on a citizenship project that they themselves have carried out. This report is worth 20% of the overall grade. The remaining 80% is based on a 2.5-hour examination, which is a combination of short questions, data-based questions, and essay-type questions. Politics and Society is a natural lead-on subject for those who are particularly interested in civic, social and political education, or CSP for the junior cycle, and would be very useful to any students considering journalism, history, politics, international relations, or any general course in college that examines the world around us.